Well, have you also been wondering what exactly COP is and how is the 28th meeting of COP going to make a change in the world? Well, COP simply means Conference of the Parties. For nearly 3 decades now, the United Nations has been bringing together almost every country on earth for global climate summits. Through these conferences, the climate change has gone from being a fringe issue to that of a global priority. At COPs, world leaders gather to work together on solutions to tackle climate change. There are now 198 parties, of course, includes 197 countries plus the European Union, to the convention, constituting nearly universal membership. Now, why are we suddenly talking about this, and how is climate change in these 197 countries really bothering us? Well, firstly, we are talking about it because we are facing consequences of climate change directly or indirectly in our daily lives. The impacts of climate change include warming temperatures, changes in precipitation, increase in the frequency or intensity of some extreme weather events, and rising sea levels. These, of course, impact and threaten our health by affecting the food that we eat, the water that we drink, the air that we breathe, and the weather that we experience. Now, the host of the 28th United Nations Climate Change Conference or Conference of Parties, which is COP28, will be in United Arab Emirates, which is UAE, by December first week. Now, India, as a developing nation, is playing a stronger role in COP28. We are one of the countries that is pitching for opening up the Loss and Damage Fund for developing nations. Now, besides the least developed nations and the small islands, India feels that it must also be acknowledged that the developing nations are vulnerable to and also experiencing extreme consequences of climate change. The Loss and Damage Fund is given to entities impacted by climate change consequences as agreed through negotiations at COP27 in Egypt in 2022. Now, COP28 is expected to finalize and declare the rule book on the structure of this fund. Besides the fund, what is also going to make news and going to be the center of discussions is the climate finance and the zero emission carbon goal by 2030. And of course, there are other key discussions related to climate change which will be on agenda. Now, COP28 is important for several reasons, not least because it marks the conclusion of the first global stocktake, the main mechanism through which progress under the Paris Agreement is assessed. It is clear that the world is not on track to meeting the agreement goals. In fact, the hope is that governments at COP28 will come up with a roadmap to accelerate climate action.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.